All right. I keep saying this must be the 100th time now. Tyler Carpenter, you are the gift that keeps on giving, good sir. And in proxy, it's also been given to us by Victoria and directly by Ethan Van Sciver, the Frogman. So what's going on? What's happening here? Apparently, I didn't want to waste time making these boys bag and board your books. So protecting your comic book in the mail doesn't seem to be a priority to Van Sciver. And we've seen this problem before, and I'll go over it here a bit, but I will actually want to get the Frogman. I want it out of the Frogman's own words here, okay?
Comic Book One says no bags and boards in my EVS shipment today. These orders that went out over the weekend. We put 300 orders out, and they were like folders with like 8 books. And the boys wrapped the books up. They stacked the books up and wrapped them in bubble wrap, and then shipped them out.
Not good enough.
Be okay.
No,
but
no, not good enough. They're not going to be okay. A lot of those are going to come back damaged, bent, dented. The reason why we put them in bags is so they don't get wet in case water leaks through the packaging. No, not okay. Keep going.
The reason why we did that is because I didn't want to waste time making these boys bag and board
Tough.
3,000 comic books in order to get them out. Like, time is ticking, and they really got to get these.
Welcome to comic books. Tough luck. I got to sit here and I got to bag like 2,000 comic books, dude. No word of a lie, you know. That's just the reality. But let's see what Tyler says. Let's see what the other people are saying, and then we'll go from there. I don't like commenting on EVS topics. Yeah, because you're scared of the backlash. Because it's like punching up with a guy with more fans. I get it. But sometimes the good word still has to be said. But this is a straight up lazy and amateur hour. I don't want to waste time bagging and boarding. Yeah, it's a time suck, but it's the least you can do for a customer delivering a floppy comic to them in good condition. And not only that, the amount of money this man raises, you think he could afford the bags and boards or afford, to tell people or his team, his boys, spend an hour and get this done? Because that's all it takes. It doesn't take long to bag and board, man. I can do it pretty quickly, That's just how it is, man. 29 comments, though. Let's see what's going on. If people think I clipped this for drama reasons, didn't believe me. That was not my intention. Something had to be told because it just doesn't feel right with me. Well, it is drama. It doesn't matter what you do. It doesn't matter what your intentions are. That's just how it is. Tyler says, to me, this isn't drama. It's education. We have a high-level creator who makes a shit ton of money cutting corners like it's amateur hour. It's shameful. You remember Flip? It was a guy named Nick. You know how this motherfucker cut corners? He was sending his comic books out in sandwich bags. You know how Stealing Solo cut corners? They fucking slapped a sticker on the back of your cover with your name and address, folded it up, and threw it in the mail like a magazine leaflet. Okay? We are getting tired of teaching pros how to fucking conduct business in comic books. I just want to say it. I just did say it. God, he's lazy. If Comics sold comics the same price as EVS sells them, they'd outperform his campaigns. I wonder why there are many more vocal fans compared to his. I'm pretty sure if you order from Iconic Comics, the books come in a bag and board. And they'd be on time. Good guys with untimed bookses. What the real problem is that the creator also keeps claiming that he's part of a customer-first movement. Pete Vask, our very own BC, we're going to give him a like. That's just lazy. Shows zero concern for the people buying his books. I agree. 30 days. 30 months late, I should say. Not even 30 days. This is Atrocity Press. This is my boy. 30 plus months late, and he can't take 2 days to bag and board comics. What a chode. It doesn't even take 2 days to bag and board 3,000 comics. Get that done in a couple hours. I got a floppy comic from another indie creator that made 6 figures. 6 figures, John. Excuse me. And just under $250,000 on his IGG campaign. It was in a Gemini mailer sandwiched between 2 slips of thin cardboard and a plastic wrap, but no bad and board. So it's fine until I open it. The real purpose about the bag and board is to protect your comic from getting wet. Yes, you can sandwich it between cardboard. There is no ultimate protection of a comic book, but the more that you do to protect it, the better. Venture Trade Co. One thing I've always harped on as a company is low standards when it comes to shipping product from countless entities in different industries. So this is definitely something that is strange to hear a creator and or shipper say, especially publicly, right? Like that. Mason Easley, otherwise known as The Rock around here, says, and this is why when these guys say they're going to displace Marvel, DC, and other major players, I simply don't take them seriously. I usually cut EVS some slack, but this isn't something he should take lightly. He made fun of other creators for not bagging and boarding or just using Ziplocs. He should always have 100 extras on hands like float-in retail. That's why he has workers. I'll wait an extra day. Yeah, we want to make sure See, here's the thing. And I know a bunch of CGers and EVS fans are going to hate me for this and whatever. Send your mail to Richard, all right? The fact of the matter is not many people... The majority of people aren't buying EVS's book because they believe it's going to be a literary work of art, okay? Like, he's not like Alan Moore or Chris Claremont here. Let's be fucking honest, right? The majority of people that buy the book are buying it with that collector's mentality in mind. They're going to flip it. They're going to CGC it. They're going to put it in a box and never open it, okay? They're after the toy like I was, because we know that can be flipped, right? And so when people are looking to buy something for a flip or an investment value, they want it pristine as fuck. 9.8 or higher. Anything less, the comic book is damaged. It all depends on how they are received. That comment complained about no bags and boards, not that they were damaged. So you do save time and deliver more, or take the time for something little like bags and boards. I don't see it as lazy, but saving time to send out more orders. It's not saving that much time. And he's going to have to replace those orders, not all of them, but some of them, due to damaged books. I know. I've seen it happen with many people. Ian agreed, it's a small thing to show and care respect for the product and customers while limiting problems. Right, exactly. Ultimately, it's a minor annoyance as long as they will replace books free of charge, even at the most minute damage. I would say let it be and sell the replacement on eBay. You could do that, but shouldn't people get their books in pristine condition the first time around? And you can help that by bagging and boarding them. It's standard. Look. I know people don't like to use the word standard when it comes to independent comic books, but there are fucking industry standards you should be following. Keyword there is should. Not have to. Should. But you should be bagging and boarding your books. As someone who's only 2-ish years into collecting, even I knew within 2 weeks starting that you must, I love this, capital M-U-S-T, bag and board. This is how I actively feel about buying prints and books. If you're going to sell them, take the extra minute to make sure it's not damaged and don't be lazy about it. Ethan, you're just getting swamped here, bud. This was for a second chance campaign. The first campaign is yet to finish fulfillment. Why rush the second chance books? Imagine waiting 2.5 years for a subpar book and it arrives damaged. Ain't that some shit? Well, there goes my Cyberfrog enthusiasm. What I appreciate about Eric July and PVT American is fan enthusiasm. Down to the shipping. I like to read as well as collect. I hope to God that Eric July is bagging and boarding his books. Stealth Observer. It's a really big shame that EVS is the one who's leading the charge in the indie comic book scene. No, he's not. Brian Pulido is. Get it fucking straight. The people, customers pick them. For the people who support him, if you actually care about the betterment of indie comics, you have to pick a better person to represent the space. I already told you who it was. Ed Boomstick. Seems like a money pinching maneuver. Absolutely. Or at least it comes off as such. It's very unfortunate hearing that. It's a money pinching maneuver because A, he doesn't want to buy the bags and boards, and B, he doesn't want to bag and board them himself. So he has to hire boys to bag and board, and he doesn't want to pay them to do that. Yeah, money pinching for sure. All comics should be bagged and board. It's simple. It's all part of the hobby and collecting comics. Obviously, he knows this. That's right. Bagging and boarding the books lets a customer know that you appreciate their support in business. You're proud of the product you're providing, regardless of how many non-bag and board books receive damage versus not damage. We all know they're going to get banged up in shipping. 100%. You know, my brother worked for a shipping company for years, John. Years. And you know what he said? You got to pack that motherfucker like it's going to go through a war, because it probably is. Irwin, the author, I think this is one of those, well, I didn't hear anyone complain issues. Yeah, so let's just tuck it under the rug, right? Will he actually lose sales for that decision? It's a concern that he's not, taking proper care of people's investments. Yeah. And this is the amount of lost sales relevant to time saved. Yes. When in business, we think about how time is money and we're there for a profit. Yeah. Well, what kind of profit do you get when your shit's arriving damaged and that you got to replace them? Or customers complain and word gets around that you're not giving your product the proper attention and care that it needs. Davey says, this is basic shit. What the fuck? The dude does 5-hour live streams, so he's obviously... let me read this again. The dude does 5-hour live streams where he does absolutely fuck all. He can be bagging and boarding while he's bullshitting. Yeah, I do it all the fucking time. All the time. I am bagging and boarding books. I'm doing something usually while I'm live streaming. Further, this drama queen has the gall to criticize people like July who package shit properly every order. I've only seen 2 people complain about the damage, and the one who wasn't a dipshit about it got a hold of them and received a replacement for free. Well, that's how it's supposed to be done. Even if you are a dipshit, if you're right, you're right. That's all that matters. Okay? If you're in the right, you are right. It's not rocket science to figure this out, But that's what the people are saying. What are you saying? If you are ordering from Ethan Van Sciver, from Nyobi, from anyone else for that matter, do you expect your comic to arrive in a bag and board? Not damaged, not bent, not wet, not dented, no ticks in the spine, okay, no nips at the corners. We're talking pristine mint 9.8 fucking comic books here. That's why people are buying them. If you can't provide that, the $25, $30 you're charging, and you can't give it to the mint, that's a problem because they're spending mint prices. All right? Now, stay tuned for a word from our sponsor. If you guessed it and you said, I bet you any money LP is the sponsor of his own video, you would be 100% correct. I am. We are currently crowdfunding Nyobi Penguina #1, the crossover campaign, with 20 days left to go. We're at 178 backers. We have raised 7,356 Canadian dollars, which is about $1.52 US. Maybe enough to get me a cup of coffee. Help me get lunch at McDonald's by, pledging to this campaign. Pick one out of 6 great covers we got to choose from. It is a 30-page book where Nyobi teams up with her good friend Penguina to go on an epic classic superhero adventure. It's a book you don't want to miss.